What is up, my dudes? Okay, welcome back to episode 2 of, so I haven't really, I guess I have landed on the name, but I'm not sure. Here, let me open the blinds, see if that helps. Does that help? I don't really know. I feel like people, okay, whatever. Woo! I think I have landed on the name. I think I'm just gonna stick with it and just be like the Just Chattin podcast, because just chit-chatting. Just me and you guys talking about life. So I'm filming this a day before it drops, which should give me more time for the editing process and just being able to get everything down and hopefully be a little bit more creative with it. Listen, I'm still not the best with it. Again, I'm doing this on my phone. One, I don't have like a good camera. I tried to do like this website, but it would really only record on my laptop, and the laptop camera is so bad. So we're not gonna do that. And I'm still just like, if I'm gonna be so for real, I'm doing the iMovie. So that's what I'm doing on my editing right now, because again, like, this is not something that's super professional. Like, I'm not trying to spend a whole bunch of money on it, because I know that this is really just to keep me occupied and busy and whatever. So with that being said, let us first move on to the but the first week that we have of our coffee taste testing. I told you I was going to do this. I'm going to go throughout Lynchburg or wherever I am recording, go to a local coffee shop. I'm going to be getting hot vanilla lattes. Don't come for me. I prefer hot drinks over iced drinks. Like, let's be so for real. Especially if I'm inside. Like, if I'm inside and it's like air conditioned and cozy. There are so many people walking out there right now. What in the world? Okay. Air conditioned, cozy. I'm having a hot drink, okay? And you cannot tell me otherwise. I like my beverages warmer, I guess, when it comes to the caffeine. But our first coffee shop. So there's already been a little wrench in the plans, because my first coffee shop was going to be this coffee shop called Golf Park. I've only been to it like once before. Sorry, I need to scoot up. I've only been to it like once before, but it was really good. So I was going to go there today. I get in the car to go there right before I start recording this, and I look online, and it's closed. So I was like, well, there's this other coffee shop pretty close to my house, and this one is called Corduroy Coffee and Kitchen. I've been here a couple times as well. I've enjoyed it. I think the price is a little steep. I think this was $5.58, and it's like just a medium vanilla latte, but I'm going to sip on it throughout the podcast. But honestly, the ratio of like bitterness to sweetness is pretty good, and the milk ratios to like the espresso shots is pretty good. Honestly, I'm really liking this so far. The coffee taste does taste a little more on the burnt side. Like, it gets you there like right at the end, because isn't it like you have different taste buds, and whatever, like your tongue is like different parts of your taste buds, and like isn't the very back like bitter or something? I don't know, but it gets you there right at the end. So not the biggest fan of that, but I'm gonna drink all of this obviously because I paid for it. And yeah, so that is that. I'll be sipping on it throughout the rest of the episode, and if you guys ever, well, I guess I can get my full review at the end. But right now I'd give that like a 6 or 7 right now. So we'll see if it gets better or worse throughout the episode. Also, may I introduce the newest member of my family. That was so awkward. I got this yesterday. I've been going through a tough time, and that sounded so dramatic. It's really not meant to be that dramatic, but I got a new water bottle. It is the Hydro Jug. My sister told me about it. I was gonna get like a different one. Look at how big that is. Oh my gosh. I was gonna get a different one, but this was the color I really liked. So I ordered it, and it doesn't leak. You can just toss it around. And she doesn't leak. I needed a new cup before the beach because I'm going in a couple of weeks. And that's honestly perfect. It keeps it really cold. I'm using ice in it for the first time right now. And it's keeping it very, very cold. I like it a lot. But also, let's just like get into it because, sorry, that was really bothering me. I guess this could be one of my hot takes. And again, very discombobulated. But I just want to talk about it since we're on the subject of my water bottle. I really, 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 really dislike drinking water. Like, it's almost to the point where it's like the bane of my existence. Like, I don't enjoy it. I know that I need it, and I know that I need to drink water, but I do not enjoy it at all. So, like, even for me to, like, drink more water, my mom does this a lot, but I got, like, a bag of frozen fruit that I was putting in, and I was liking that a lot. I'm probably gonna keep doing that. But, I just, like, water just by itself just, like, gives me the biggest ick. And I know it is, like, the sustaining, like, you need it for life. Like, it is the sustenance. It's, like, how the whole earth, like, works. But I just, it just tastes so bad to me sometimes. And so just drinking water by itself, But today, I was at work. It was my first day with this guy. I drank a whole one of these while I was at work. And so, I'm sure it's going to lose its charm eventually. But I actually enjoyed drinking water today. Not that I enjoyed the taste, but I did it. And my body feels healthy and rejuvenated, I guess. But yeah, that's my one thing for the day. I think that water is overrated. I'm so sorry. Like, that, as that came out of my mouth, I was like, that is so crazy. But it really is just like, I just don't like it. I don't like it. But hopefully, with this water bottle, I can drink it more and more and like it more and more. What else do I want to talk about today? I know, I feel like I'm kind of on a roll right now. Also, my hat. If you have problems with it, get over it. Sorry. I know this is a very controversial team. You guys can get over it. They're playing really good right now. It's also my team that I grew up liking. It's going to be my team forever. If you don't like it, you can leave. You can click off this video right now. Or you can just plop your phone down so you don't have to look at me. You can just listen. Because that would be better. But anyways, yeah, the Yankees are my team. They're my guys. I won't lie, I haven't watched a lot of the games because I haven't been able to because I don't have, like, YouTube TV. They logged me out, blah, 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 can't get back in, all the things. But they're slaying. I love the Yankees. So no Yankee hate in the comments or in my DMs, okay? Thanks a lot in advance. There's one thing I did want to talk about today. So, many of you all know me, and if you know me, you know that, not that I'm like an outright awkward person, which I can be, but it's not like, I don't think I'm the most awkward person to be on the planet of this earth. What? Whatever. Forget I said that. But I have my moments, and there are just sometimes, I don't know if any of you guys experience this, but there are just some times when I am, like, I'm talking to somebody, mostly like, to people that I don't really know well, and, like, I don't know really who they are, like, what their gist is, so it's, like, it's really hard for me to, I don't know, to gauge, like, what to say sometimes, just because I don't really know. But I get a little bit awkward when I'm meeting new people or, like, I talk to somebody, I don't know them super well. But it's just, like, also my anxiety is just like, don't mess this up. And so it's like my brain goes into overdrive and I end up messing it up. But so that, anyways, all that to say, today I was working. Oh, this is so embarrassing. And there's this person that comes into the pool sometimes. They work like at the gym, not at the gym, but like they just work in the facility. And so they come in and they're talking to me and asking me things, and they're like, yeah, something about going to the beach. And I was like, oh, what beach are you going to? And they were like, oh, Nag's Head. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. But they must have thought I said, oh, me too. And so they were like, oh, what week are you going? And at this point, I really hadn't, like, it really didn't process in my brain that they were like, oh, she's also going to Nag's Head. I was like, well, I am going to a beach. And so I just took that and ran with it. I don't know why. And I paused, like, in the conversation, I paused, and I was like, it was so bad. And I was like, the last week of June, which is true. I am going to the beach the last week of June, but not Nag's Head, okay? And so they were like, oh, that's awesome, me too. Like, maybe I'll run into you. And I was like, oh yeah, me. And I don't know, maybe that was so much more awkward in the moment, but I just could not backtrack myself and be like, no, that's not where I'm going. I'm going to a completely different beach in a whole different state. Like, I didn't know how to back out of that. So I was just kind of like, oh yeah. And then they were like, okay, well, have a good day. I was like, you too. And I just wanted to curl up like a turtle in its shell and like just disappear. It was so awkward for me because I'm telling you guys, there was a significant pause from when they asked me like, what like week are you going? And I was like, oh, last week of June. But it was a significant pause. So it was awkward. I did not like that. So it was just, I don't know. That was just an awkward moment today. And I feel like I do that a lot, or like, maybe people who know me, I feel like I enunciate my words, but maybe I don't. I feel like here's my thing. I think what I do is at the end of like my sentences or my words, I'll just like drop. Like my voice will drop and I won't like finish. I'll like mumble the last couple words. But I don't really know. I guess this is kind of the way I've been talking my whole life, so I'm not exactly positive. And people who know me have like kind of picked up on it, I guess. So I was just kind of, I don't know if it's just me or if like, it probably is me. Like, let's just be so for real. I'm definitely an awkward person, and it's just a lot. Okay. That was my embarrassing story of the day. I wanted to melt like the Wicked Witch when the water was thrown on her. Fun fact. In case any of you all don't know, I was a theater kid in high school. And, I did play the Wicked Witch of the West. And honestly, that was my favorite role I ever played. It was so fun. I got like a fake nose and a fake chin. And they painted my whole face green and my neck and my hands. And I had long, glued on acrylic nails. They were so long. And I had to take them off after every show because I had to be like a woman in the beginning, like a regular lady. She was mean, but she was regular, not green. So I had to take them off after every show, and the excruciating pain that did to me, it was horrible. Because we did 3 shows, I think. Yeah, so I took them off like twice. Well, no, 3 times, because I didn't have to leave them on after the last show. And it was really bad. And there was this one moment when I was backstage, like, at least the theater that we were at, It's super dark back there, and there were, on one side there was like a staircase that led to like another exit out to the stage and more to like the front of the house, like the auditorium and stuff. And I was walking down the stairs, and I also had like these black boots on, so they would like click, and I don't know, so I could be a little bit taller, and you know. And I was walking down them, and I slipped down them, and my bottom hit the stairs, and I went down the stairs, and my hands also went out, and it took off, I think, 2 of my nails. And when I tell you, that was a horrible pain. Just having a nail, like a nail this long, ripped from your finger, I was like, oh my gosh. It was really bad. And then people were like, are you okay? Are you okay? And honestly, all I could do was laugh. So, yeah. My hair was also painted. Like, we didn't dye it, but we sprayed it black. So, I mean, let's be so for real. It was an experience. The things you do for the arts, man. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say about that. But it really was a fun show. I loved melting. It was so cool. I went through like a door in the floor and the smoke was out and I had to like jump on the thing. It was really cool. Kind of miss it, you know? Broadway, where is my audition? Anyways, that's not even a Broadway show, is it? Wizard of Oz? I don't think it's a Broadway show anymore, right? Is it just Wicked? I don't know. That shows how much I know about the ins and outs of things. But also, I get to go home this weekend. I'm so excited. It's Father's Day. Shout out to all the dads out there. Y'all are rad. I love that. Which, I mean, the amount of dads that watch this are probably slim to none. So, but if you are here, thanks. You're so cool. But yeah, I'm really excited to see my dad. Really excited to see my mom. I'm just like, it's a sleigh. I have not been home since, I have not been home, I guess Easter. I did go home for Easter, I think. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. So that was cool, I guess. But, I don't know, I feel like I'm never there anymore. It's kind of weird, you know? Like, I'm finally, like, moving out, and I guess I do have my own place, and it's just weird, though. Because I feel like when I say home, it's like, it is still home, because like, that's where my mom and dad are, but like, I say home here because I have been here for the last few years. I don't really know how to explain. It's just a very weird feeling, and that's okay. I think that's okay. So yeah, super excited for that. Just working, you know, living life. I will say, my room is a mess right now. I'm hoping to like kind of figure all of that out and clean it up a little bit because I'm being a little bit of a slob, and that is not okay. If anybody came in here, they would probably die of a heart attack. So let's be so for real. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry for the lag. But yeah, I am going to the beach in a couple weeks, kind of a sleigh. Although, I will say, there have been a lot of shark attacks where we're about to go. And so, we have talked about it, my family, and where a lot of us have like just decided, it's like, we're not getting in the water. Because those sharks are coming up so far. I've seen pictures of some of the people that got attacked. They were literally in like, I don't know, the water really comes up to your knees. And they're biting people. Like, granted, they are smaller sharks, but they're sharks. They're stinking sharks. Like, this one person, she got her arm, like, they bit her arm so big, so bad, like, it got amputated. And I was like, and then this one person, she got bit in the side. I would rather not have a shark attack on me. No thanks. Speaking of sharks, I also got into a conversation with a friend. We were talking about, like, SeaWorld's, like, killer whales and stuff, like, the whole, like, Shamu incident or whatever. Remember when, the orca, like, killed that trainer, like, Don Branjo or something? I don't know. But then, I saw there was a documentary on kind of, like, that orca story, and, like, just more, like, orcas and stuff. SeaWorld orcas specifically. And it's called Blackfish. It's on Netflix. I recommend 100% because while I do think that it's like, I hate to be like the person to be like, well, it's not the animal's fault, but I also, if you watch that documentary, you'll understand. But honestly, the crux of the whole thing was, if SeaWorld people or whoever the people were that started in the 1970s, they were going and capturing baby whales and taking them into captivity. Do you know how horrid that sounds? Like, why are you going into the wild, capturing these little babies, ripping them away from their mothers and their pod? Like, that is so sad. They said they would put them in, like, their slings, and the whole pod would just be there, like, talking. And I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this? And honestly, one of the guys that said he was part of, like capturing them, he started crying, and he was like, that's the worst thing I've ever done. And I was like, honestly, like, that's so valid. At least you know now. But, like, the humans started it. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, you kind of rip them from what they knew, and there was the one whale, he was a boy, and obviously, I guess, I'm really just rambling about this, I guess, like, females are more, like, they assert more of their dominance in orcas or whatever, and so he got beat up a lot, so he had all these, like, scratches and stuff all over him, and everybody was like, yeah, he was just kind of, like, basically a ticking time bomb, but nobody ever was, like, gonna admit it or anything, and I was like, How do you do that? It's like, why don't you just use some common sense? You know, some people who are in charge of these big corporations or, like, big things, like, let's be so for real. They're honestly not really the smartest people. Like, and I don't mean to bash, because I'm not saying I could do any better, but it's like, I feel like that's just common sense. And so it's just a whole thing. So if you want to watch a really interesting documentary, I 100% recommend Blackfish on Netflix, because it was just, like, really cool to see, I don't know, just a lot of the trainers that had, like, left and everything. So, and none of this would have happened if you just didn't start capturing whales in the first place, orcas in the first place, you know. Anyways, so ratchet. That was a big tangent. I'm so sorry. Moving on. There's no way I'm going to finish this before the end of the episode. I think I'm keeping that at a 6 or a 7, though. I like it. It's just, like, not my favorite. Okay. What else do I do on this? Oh, I have to tell you guys, this, like, not sweet, but I just want to put this in here. So, I feel like, you know how last week I was like, summer's overrated, like, the weather, plus I'm bored, like, I'm alone, kind of still true, but it's just funny, like, what the Lord does, because I was reading through Ephesians last week, and I think it was Ephesians, oh goodness, I'd have to get my Bible, because I'm really bad at remembering references. I think it was maybe Ephesians 4, somebody can correct me, but it was the part, Paul's in prison, it's Philippians, not Ephesians, Philippians, maybe, I think 4. Paul's in prison, he's writing to the church of Philippi, and he's telling them, he's like, the verse where he's talking about, in every, like, situation, I will be content, or whatever. And he just goes on to talk about, he's like, in every circumstance, I'll be content, because the Lord is, like, faithful, and the Lord is good, and all this stuff. And honestly, that kind of like convicted me. And I was like, Christine, just be grateful and joyful that you're like here. And honestly, this past week has been so nice. Like, I met like somebody new last night, and it was just really nice to connect with them. And I figured out they were gonna be like in my small group tomorrow, which is so exciting. Because I want to talk to her more about stuff. And it's just really cool how kind of like the Lord just like makes his way known. And maybe if I didn't complain so much, it wouldn't take me that long to see it. But yeah, that just was like what I was learning this week. That no matter circumstance, no matter where you are, who you're with, or whatever, just to be content. And the Lord will use that for his glory. So I just thought that was cool. I also, oh yes. So my hot take this week was water. I don't like drinking it as I drink it from my water bottle. But water in and of itself, I could go without. Always. Okay? Yeah, there's that. And then, just to like round it all out, my song of the week. And I'm gonna be so for real. I've listened to this just a couple times this week, but I just listened to it on my drive back from the coffee shop. It is called Boots by Hardy. I know, Hardy. Ugh. But I will say I really, really, really like his voice in a lot of the songs I've listened to. And the song goes, it's like, I woke up in my boots this morning. If you didn't like know the song. But it's just like the vibe. I feel like it's a perfect summer song. Like you can put your windows down and you're like, wow, I woke up in my, and you can just vibe to that song like all the way down the road. And he's just like, I think the vibe is so cool of the song. Perfect summer song. So if you're looking to put it on a beach playlist, a road trip playlist, or just a playlist to listen to while you're sitting at home, I highly recommend. It's a pretty cool hype song. Yeah, Boots by Hardy. Check it out. Yeah, that's basically all I got, guys. Again, thankful to be doing this. I really just needed something to get me, like, off the bed once I got home from work. So, thank you guys to everybody that watches. Much love to you guys. See you next week.